Well, I get like 10 people on my streams at night, so you never know.
Yeah, I suppose. It's not really prime time. Well, hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to the Rookie Critic YouTube channel. This is a new thing I'm doing. The one-on-one with Rookie. I was going to call it Rookie versus Guest or something, but I don't know if that sounds too stupid. I'll work on the title. I'll work on the format. This is the beta test, and who better to help me out with that than Black Angus Reviews? What's up, man?
I don't know much. It's good to hang out with you. We're usually talking at this time at night, so.
Hell yeah! I mean, this honestly might as well be a regular thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, putting it to use for you with the watch time, to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, this honestly God damn it! Do I have the audio on here?
Oh my god!
That should have been on mute. Wait. Yeah, that's muted. Wait, so where the hell is it playing from? God damn it! Do I have the audio on here? Is that on your end?
No.
Wait, how's it on my end? Wait. Yeah, that's muted. Wait, what the hell is it playing from? No, seriously, what the hell? Oh, it's on. Oh, my phone. Duh. I'm looking at my computer tabs and I'm looking at everything and I'm like, I didn't have it up because I know what I'm doing. But since it's late and I'm not used to doing it and it's late, I had my phone volume up. I had the chat open. Oh, what's up, Mary Mayhem in the chat? And Fixie Clary, what's up? She's like, what the hell are you guys doing? Go to bed, psychos. Yeah, I'm just doing a new little thing, one-on-one with Rookie, in the evening and whatnot for now. I mean, I don't think I'll have any set time, just whenever people are available to get little one-on-one streams in here and there. So we got the Black Angus of reviews, or as I call them, Black Angus reviews. Yeah, so I got a lot of new people subbed to my channel, and I figure this is a good way to get them introduced to people that I stream with and people that I don't know yet. Some smaller channels here and there if you guys want some spotlight. So I figure let's give Black Angus a shot here, see if he's good. He's a noob, very new noob. Just kidding. He's been around for, pretty much as long as I have in this game. So for people that don't know you, Angus, why don't you tell them about you and your channel, man?
Yeah, it's weird. I remember when we were doing this, we'd always have like our intro, and then it just became like a steady thing streaming. And so it's like, yeah, you all know us. And so I was on John Talks for the hour, and that's when it hit me. I'm like, holy shit! Like we've truly been selfless with the Fandom Collective, because I was kind of thrown for a loop. Like, oh, I'll sell my channel. Like, oh, that's different. So for anyone interested, what I do, I'm a film philosophy in the NFL. The idea behind my channel, because I know Geeks and Gamers stuff, like a lot of channels that are worried about algorithms, so they switch up to different channels for different topics. Me, I'm like, I don't care. If you don't like a certain aspect of my channel, just view it as bonus content, like the second disc that no one watches when they get a movie. I'm trying to fuse, even though I don't do a lot of content for it, I try to fuse football fandom and general nerd fandom, because there's a lot of crossover, but there's clearly people that feel like they have to be silent about half of their interest, one way or the other. And it's like, no, I'm going to facilitate change, where it's like, I'm not going to worry about the algorithm. Like, oh, I did an NFL video, so it's going to hurt what my channel is viewed as in the algorithm and stuff. It's like, no, let's just do it, And maybe just like the bullshitters, like, I don't like wrestling, but they talk about it often, and I appreciate the fervor they have about this topic that we're not here for. It's like, if I was with them, I might watch some wrestling, but otherwise, it's not my interest. So that's kind of the gist.
Yeah, that's good. Speaking of the bullshitters, though, they should probably do that on their Patreon page or something. That'd be cool to have them give their sports highlights there. That could be an idea for you, too, for your Patreon, where you talk about sports topics instead of posting that on YouTube sometimes, if you're ever worried about that.
Yeah, I'm going to start posting. I'm going to get back into trying to sketch, trying to mimic pinups and stuff, and start making stuff. Eventually, I want to get good enough so I can draw my own art for my channel. Maybe if I get in the comics, like with Indiegogo or something, do my own cover or alternate or something. But that's one of the perks of my channel, besides just supporting me. I think the access to like podcasts, if it's like Patreon exclusive, it's only like a certain tier. And that was also kind of set up to like, well, I'm kind of busy right now, so I can't, sacrifice time from the YouTube at the moment. So once it starts growing more than 2+ people, then I might start doing some Patreon hangouts.
Yeah, it's a good plan. Good plan. You and I should try to make some videos actually announcing our Patreons, because we both have them. I don't think anybody knows we have Patreons.
Yeah, I mean, I got my little 30-40 second spiel at the end of my videos where it's like, hey, support me here, check out these people, they're in the description, see ya. But it's like, if you're a follower, I don't know how often you actually stick around for that. Yeah, I kind of copied EVS with that format. I just I always had trouble trying to figure out how to like sell the end of a video, and I just kind of made one pitch, and it's worked for months.
Yeah, and I remember when you first did your first outro, or one of your first outros, and it was basically EVS but with you. But then you're like, hey, want to wreck some SJWs? Come on over to my Twitter. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, Angus and I have pretty much grown on YouTube together in a way. Like, we both found each other when we had some type of following, but not like anything super big. Just around like I had around 100. You had like what, 60?
Yeah, it was 50 or 60, and then we got together and I jumped up to 75. I'm like, wow, I'm at 75. Celebration. And I tell people like more cool and stuff, like he has this view, being a small channel still, that like, man, I'm like, this guy's hanging out with me and shit, like, holy fuck, he thinks I'm like some big dog. He's like, dude, I was literally where you were just a few months ago. I've had lucky breaks and interactions. It's just, I don't know, like, just gotta put the time in and get the right person seeing you and the right interaction, really.
I mean, honestly, it's just how much you're able to talk to somebody. I mean, you gotta at least try. I mean, if you don't try, then you can't. Like, it won't work at all if you don't try. And it's like, we've been able to talk with, we've streamed with Nerdrotic, with Midnight's Edge, with John Talks, so does Movie Blog, Josiah Rises, like a lot of Jesse Milestone, a lot of bigger YouTubers. And you want to know how? Because we just kind of talk to them and it kind of works.
Yeah, it's funny, because what you and me talked to this on the phone, where I was like, man, you're the one like keeping the stream focused for that charity stream, the Peter Mayhew thing after he died on Nerdrotic. And he got like 3 subs from him. Like, what the hell? You're doing all the work, keeping it flowing, focused for the most part, when he got like totally detracted, like Odin with his avatar talk and stuff. And so it's funny that you finally got like a huge boost, because you haven't got one like that since
pretty much since the Geeks and Gamers live stream back in December.
That was New Year's.
Yeah, New Year's. Yeah, it felt good. But now I'm noticing that the subs kind of are coming in more steady now. I feel like people are like, every other day they'll see a random video of mine recommended or something, and now they're kind of catching in. I'm looking back on my older videos, and a lot of people are starting to view them now, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's another topic that we've talked about. It's like, man, it's like, I don't, maybe it's just me, but like I like to investigate the channels I'm following.
No, dude, I think what you need to do is post some of your older videos, because I just did that with my rookies, with like my skits and stuff, my season 1 and 2, and dude, they got like literally 10 times the amount of views they did when I initially posted them. Like, they had maybe 4 views before, like just not even 6 months ago. And now they have, over 100, which for skits, not even being like a movie review or anything, that's pretty impressive. So I feel like you should do that with some of yours too. And I think with your sports topics now with your audience, I think people would like that. At least, that'd get a good, at least minimum 70 views from your channel, and that'd be something unique that people like.
When I started, I did my Philly video because I'm a big Philly fan, and I want to do something more than just be like, we won the Super Bowl, and it was like kind of going through the history and some great highlights through the years, even though in the end we never really accomplished anything like we could have. So it was really fun and cathartic, and you can see Angus cry with his baby boy. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. Yeah, Philly fandom is a lot to me because I'm from Oklahoma, so I chose my team as opposed to being enculturated. And Yeah, so I might repost that, or kind of retool it for like a future video about Philly or something. But
You mean
there's a few
retool it?
there's a few topics with football I want to do. It's just trying to stay relevant with somewhat topical topics without just reading the news. Like I feel pretty proud of what I did. Yeah, I've only saw EBS and bullshitters go in depth at all with the Mark White study for the essentially, like, if you hate The Last Jedi, you're probably a bigot and a sexist and voted for Trump, And I actually looked at the study a bit. I didn't know about all these tweets and stuff with like this history. Like, yeah, this is some weird study. It feels misguided, and apparently other researchers saying like, yeah, like there's a lot of ethical questions with how this is formed. Just if you know anything about like scientific research, even with surveys, there's like a formula and stuff you should follow. This guy doesn't seem to have done it, so it definitely seems engineered, just like I suspected.
Yeah,
but it's funny. It's funny when like there's been 2 videos I know that Geoff has made that were because of me, like the Harloff one and
Geoff Hicks, not the Rookie Critic.
Yeah. Because I'm on the Facebook page, so I share it. I'm like, hey, Geoff Hicks, check this out, and boom, he's like, hey, thanks, Black Angus. And there's another one I did, I can't remember right now, but that he kind of leapfrogged from. So it's cool that I was like an informant for like the High Council, and with this topic, I beat all 3 of them covering it.
Yeah, you have improved on that too, by the way. I remember when you were trying to beat people to the punch, and now you're actually able to do that sometimes. So your skills have improved.
Yeah, well, it's also having an iPhone, which I'm not an Apple guy, but the wife got me a free iPhone. It's like, well, Flipp uses iMovie, so I asked him a little bit, and then I just started screwing with it. And I'm at work, so it makes it a lot easier to keep up with content. Because used to is like, all right, I might write a script or something, but except researching on my phone, I'm stuck waiting to get home to do it on my computer.
I feel you on that, man. Feel you on that. I am impressed that you do that from your phone, too, by the way, because I do it on my computer, and I feel so much better doing it on the computer than on a phone. But there's something more important here that we need to discuss. You want to know what that is?
I think I know.
It is the one and only Hawkeye.
Oh, fuck me.
Now, if people in the chat are wondering what the hell we're doing and why Hawkeye, like, why does that matter? Well, Black Angus and I, for sometimes when we're on the phone, I don't know how we got onto the conversation, talking about Endgame or talking about Infinity War, something about the Avengers and characters, and Hawkeye got brought up. And we actually talked about him for like a full half hour, like just talking about how like he could have been cool, but he's dumb. And we just ended up ripping on every version of him. So I thought it'd be kind of funny to, revisit that a little bit,
Yeah.
So why don't you start, man? I don't even remember how that even happened.
I don't know, but like I'm new to comics. Like reading Batman White Knight right now. I just went to the thrift shop and got a couple to add to my collection, just random issues where it's like, oh, get this one issue for 50 cents. And, I'll look on like online to like start reading the series, and I'll have like that one issue to like have in hand and maybe try to sketch or something. So the only iteration of Hawkeye I've read thus far is from the House of M series from like 2008. And that's a good series, but like apparently he gets killed in an alternate timeline, but then they're in a new timeline, or a reset timeline because of Scarlet Witch. And it's just like that. And then you watch like leading up to Endgame, I was watching the Avengers movies, like the phase ending, Avengers, Ultron, Infinity War, which I love especially. And I'm just like, fucking Hawkeye, he like, I get the whole maybe with the comics, like, oh, let's add a human element to this, group of, gods to varying degrees with Hulk and Thor and whatnot, and even a mental god with Stark. And it's like, what the fuck is Hawkeye there for? Like, he's so accurate. Why doesn't he use a fucking gun? And yeah, he's got a pistol, but that's like
bow and arrow. Man.
He's like, yeah, let me join this group and take on a god with these aliens going through a portal in space and just shoot some fucking arrows. I'm like, what?
I almost want to see the conversation be like he's with his wife and kids and they're playing and like Iron Man and Hulk and them are fighting. They call him up, hey Hawkeye, we need some help. Okay, I'm coming, guys. They use their time to call Hawkeye, like to go, hey, we need somebody to help us fight this huge thing. We have the Hulk here, we have Thor, we have Iron Man, and Captain America trying to fight. And then, hey, we're missing an Avenger. Let's call Hawkeye. Okay.
Yeah, like
and they call him. No. And then he goes, okay, honey. Where are you going? He's like, I got to go help fight this god. Okay, don't forget your bow and arrows. Okay, sweetie. Which one? Is it? Did you get it in the wash or something? And then okay, I got it. Hey, okay, let me get my little special trick ones. And it's just like okay. And then you got to go in his car because he can't fly. So you got to drive in whatever car he has, or so if he has a private plane, I don't know, like Uber. I mean, who knows? It depends on where he is. And he's got to go to the.
Well, not only that, but
we're in Africa right now. How am I supposed to get there today?
All right, let me go on Travelocity and book a flight. And
I'll be there tomorrow, maybe. Hopefully, I'll be there tomorrow. I have to get to the airport, go through customs with my arrows as a son of a bitch.
Well, I guess he has the Quinjet, so he could but he still has to drive from home to get to the Quinjet, and it's just like
it's not his Quinjet. It's Shield's Quinjet or Tony's.
And showing having Stark give Spider-Man like super tech for his spider suit, it makes you wonder like, well, one, why doesn't the Iron Spider makes sense in this universe because you got Stark, but then it's like, wait, you got Hawkeye. He's did this like test whatever shit or like Black Ops or whatever with the Falcon suit. It's like, okay, that makes sense, but it has utility, but it's not like overpowered. But then he's with the Avengers with like a Herculean guy who like had super juice in the 40s make him who he is, and Iron Man with his ever-changing suit, especially the bleeding edge or whatever, like the nanotech, and War Machine and Spider-Man, like I said. But yeah, let's just keep Hawkeye the same. He has like nothing from Stark. It's just like, fuck Hawkeye. Guy's been there the whole time with him. Screw Scarlet, not Scarlet, but who is it?
Jerry Renner?
No.
Quicksilver.
Black Widow as well. Yeah, it's like, they use them very well in game in that whole sequence where it's like, yeah, let's shield Hawkeye like really quick and get the gauntlet from him so he's not at risk because everyone could kill him, like
oops.
And so let's just hide him. Like Ant-Man's way better than him. You could give him Ant-Man tech at least. We're like, yeah, he doesn't have extra weapons or anything, but he has a suit that gives him some boost. Like there's nothing special about being Ant-Man besides the suit. And that he didn't even make that. It was Hank, and it's just it's annoying, and that's why I love Age of Ultron with him, especially where they acknowledge like, hey, you know what? We're fighting a robot. I'm a guy with a bow and arrow, and he's like, none of this makes sense. And it's like I love that self-awareness. It really worked, and it made it more endearing. And he's had endearing moments. And Endgame was good introducing him with like his plot and stuff and the Ronin, but it's just like
I feel like he would have been better in plenty of the moments as a character without having him actually fight against all these super powerful ones. Like I feel like the alien henchmen, like in Avengers was fine, I guess. I mean, they do kind of make the aliens seem really weak in general, I suppose, but. Like, I feel like you could have cool moments because he's like the underdog because he doesn't have the powers or the tech or the gadgets, or I guess he has skill, but with the arrow, okay.
It's
like we want to see him do well, and I feel like they could, but I don't know, they could have done better. They just could have done better with it.
Yeah, like Punisher could kick his ass because he has guns, like.
Well, I mean, I feel like if anything, they could have had him if he doesn't have like the intelligence level that like Stark does. If he has some other type of high intelligence, it's not that type of thing, or some type of wit or cunning or something to beat some opponents or outsmart them or anything. Like maybe he's super good at building stuff, kind of, and can makeshift convert weapons. I don't fucking know. Like, so something different, something that would give him some type of better edge. But put him in a different situation where you could go, hey, this guy that has arrows can kind of actually do damage.
Yeah, I really feel like he's not a character to really go forward with. I don't understand how he has a following. I don't see the appeal with the setting he's in. I know there's stories that I guess people like, but I'm just like, what? And I watch Comics Explain. He's like, yeah, Hawkeye, he's in this. And, Hawkeye, people tell you Hawkeye is cool. Like, Hawkeye was never cool.
Yeah, in the Marvel's Earth's Mightiest Heroes show, they try their best to make him seem badass as fuck. Like, they make him look. This is him, by the way, in the pink outfit. They literally have him. His first couple episodes is like he and Black Widow have to try to track down the Hulk and bring him in, and they kind of almost do, but not really. And then later, he has like some epic beef with the Hulk. Like they're buddies basically, but he's like, hey man, I'm gonna kick your ass if you don't shut up. And Hulk just laughs. He's like, that's funny. And it's just then they have him try to save the Avengers like 3 times, pretty much. Like, everyone else gets captured, and then he's like, I have to keep on saving this team. And I'm like, that's so cute, because it's not. I don't know. It's just funny.
Yeah, like, I mean, in Civil War, they kind of gave him some utility with like, oh, I shot the arrow, and it's like, how you missed or whatever. It's like, oh, I wasn't trying to hit you, as a distraction. But like, what was interesting in Civil War is I was like, I noticed right away, like, oh my god, they paired each person with like their counter. So they had like Spider-Man versus Ant-Man. They had the bug guys, and they had of course the mental opponents like Iron Man and Cap, and then I'm trying to think who War Machine was faced, but you had Bucky and Black Panther. But it's like, if you crossed any of those, if you had like, oh no, it's Black Panther versus Hawkeye, and you're like, there's no contest. Like,
you're like, okay,
he's
and
tap out,
and once the Black Panther scratches him and wins, okay.
Well, he's going to shoot him. I think he does shoot him, and it's just like he's got the vibranium suit. So it's like, what? Why is he here? Like,
I don't know. See, that would have been kind of funny if he was like giving his teammates like tips. Hey, look out! Hey, dodge over there. And, give them tosses one of them a gun or a weapon real quick or something. Here's a water bottle.
Hey, stay hydrated, fella.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sad because Renner's a good actor. I love him in Hurt Locker, even though it's like kind of if you've been in war at all, if you've been in any combat setting, even if you didn't do combat, you get an idea, and it's like, it's kind of far-fetched plot, but it gets the heart of like addiction to war and stuff that some people can like, they thrive in this environment, and that's like the thrill and stuff. More than just being an adrenaline junkie, it's like you're suited for this like very specific role in life, either through your core or just through circumstance. So that was really good. And then afterwards, he did a movie after might have been Infinity War. He did a movie with Olsen called Wind River that was really good, kind of suspense thriller drama. And so it's just funny. It's funny too, seeing him. Like, he seems to be a cool guy. I don't, Anna says he sucks, but whatever. Like seeing that interview with him and Brie Larson where he's just like, yeah, I don't care to deal with this shit, pretty much. And Brie's like, we got an activist, every little thing, and it's just like,
he's like, bitch, shut up. Let's go home. Ugh. Yeah. And I do realize this is low-hanging fruit. I'm surprised we had over 10 people listen to us talk about Hawkeye for a good 10 minutes, because we didn't have to say any of this. So he's the main one that gets picked on. It's so easy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we could also say like I wish that Scarlet Witch, like let's say she could have been in this story so much more in some of the movies, but
he said Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
I definitely, even though I'm not going to pay for it, hopefully I'll see it some way, or someone else pays for Disney Plus and lets me watch it, kind of like Netflix people do. I am interested in some of these products, and I'm definitely hoping. I haven't seen because my limited comic knowledge. I'm like, I really hope they do House of M, because it's actually a really good setup to like. Essentially, the House of M is like Scar Witch is crazy, and it's kind of like Dark Phoenix, where Xavier can't control her, and so she ends up like her and Quicksilver end up like resetting the world or something, and it's like Magneto and mutants are like the leaders of the world, and humankind is like dying out, like normal humanity's dying out, and they're a minority. And it's like you could essentially, when she reverses it back to what it was, she says like no more mutants, and kind of as a Thanos snap, so it like cuts down the world of mutants down to like 200 or less in the world, and including Xavier loses his powers, Magneto loses his powers. And it was a really good reset for the universe, kind of a good way for them to like soft reboot the universe of Marvel, because they don't really do complete redos like DC does. And so like that'd be a way to bring Vision back potentially. But yeah, again, like there's so many possibilities, but it's like this is when it gets stupid, and then you got all these plot holes, and so it's best to just like end with Endgame. But really quick, it's funny. I saw my notifications. Snowdub, I think he's in the chat. He, I did a video, a Comicscape video about this creator getting triggered by Rokabeer's review of his stuff, and and the thing is called Gogor, and it's kind of like the creature is a mix of like Swamp Thing and Hulk. And,
go, Gory Ranger.
And anyway, Snowdub said something to me, and I replied with the link to that initial review that started all this today. And he said, "Oh, I thought it might have been your pet name for Sith's mom."
That's awesome. That's funny.
And then in the chat, he says, "Hard to sleep with Sith's mom pounding on my front door every night."
Yeah, I was about to read that from the chat. Everybody in the chat's like, "Go to bed, guys. Go to sleep. Go sleep." And it's like, yeah, no, that's what we tend on doing. We're just gonna do this for a little bit longer. It's just breaking in my new streaming series, kind of figuring out what it is. Just one-on-one, and we talk about whatever shit we want. Get to know the guest a little bit, but we already know Angus. We don't need to know him anymore. Shit, I forgot this box under me. Oops. Yeah, so I was gonna say, excuse me. Oh, shit. It's night. God damn it. Excuse me.
Really quick, do you have any for like the future? Do you have like a kind of I know you're winging this, throwing it together, even though you've had it planned for a few days. Do you have like a set, like these are the things that are just going to be like my format for everyone, and then we'll kind of feel it afterwards?
Yeah, I think I'll start with like interviewing the guest a little bit, even if I know them very well. It'll be for the benefit of the audience to get to know them, because I have like a good 500 new subscribers, so they can get to know them a little bit, and then we'll go into some type of topic, either a one that they want to talk about, and then like an actual current topic, like what's going on today with Shatner and Doomcock or something.
Oh yeah, I forgot I tagged you in that. Yeah, I'm not a big Star Trek guy, although I'm, as opposed to being earlier in life, post Last Jedi, I'm very open to exploring Star Trek. I've watched the first 5 films, and I've loved them all to varying degrees. Spoiler: Khan is the worst of the 5 thus far, in my opinion. Not that it's a bad movie; it's just doesn't feel Star Trek-y. But yeah, and also realizing like I think 4 or 5 was directed by Shatner, so I was like, oh shit, like yeah, he really knows his own character and like the universe. So it's just cool realizing that years later, getting into this. And yeah, apparently he blocked Doomcock a long time ago for something. I think it was probably pre-Fandom Menace stuff, possibly. And essentially there's this push like, hey, unblock Doomcock. And so Shatner's like, hey, put your money in your mouth, is if everyone just, if he's got 1,000 friends, they'll donate $1 to my charity for a grand total, I'll unblock Doomcock. And so like less than an hour, everyone got him unblocked. So, and Doomcock's like, oh, I appreciate this. You've been a hero my whole life. And so that was nice. And it was funny because I was just happened like, I haven't seen this person in my feed the last couple of days, and I looked. I'm sure you probably saw Drunk 3PO and my response to 3PO. And so Assass Chat, the soy boy, who's like a Disney shill, a Greedo wannabe, he blocked me. I was surprised. Surprised he's that soy.
Yeah, well, I thought you two were going all right.
I was trying, but it's just like that video start the year. The objectivity in film was me channeling what I was going to debate him on with The Last Jedi, and I put that into a video since he pussed out. And yeah, these people don't want to talk. He just likes to talk shit every day about the Phantom Menace, and even
How
me,
cute.
it's like I try to be rational. So like the Tim Rose thing, like you can be triggered by that, reasonably so, with your love of the trilogy or Akbar as the character, or whatever. But me, it's like I think given Last Jedi fandom and the media overwhelmingly being on that side, we have to pick our battles so we seem legitimate. If we spam content all day every day, getting our panties in a wad about every little infraction with some SJW, if you don't have like some acceptable, how would I put, like water, drinkable water, it's like, all right, there's reasonable levels of like pollution and lead and this and that. There's like limits that are acceptable safety wise, and it's like if we don't have some sort of like feeling towards SJW shit in our pop culture of today's post Trump, then if you're not willing to accept that to some degree, then you're gonna be just angry all the time every day. So for me, I try to be rational and be someone where it's like, well, you can't say I'm just up in arms every day about something. I try to put shit out I like, but then that doesn't get views, but it's whatever. So yeah, for me, like the Tim Rose shit was it's not worth it, but I'll address the topic. And yeah, so I try to be a reasonable person. I offer like those videos like, hey, you want to crap on the Phantom Menace? But like, look at me, I'm Phantom Menace, but I'm not up in arms about everything. No engagement. These people aren't willing to have conversations.
Yeah, I agree with that big time. I mean, I wanted to be like that as well sometime, like commenting on everything that comes out, but I can't. There's not enough energy for it. It's like, okay, I'd rather put that towards something that I want to do.
Yeah, it's like if you see something on my channel, it's because I want to cover it. Like even they're unlisted. If you really want to see them, you can DM me and I'll link them to you. But like the quick film in the computer Captain Marvel Rotten Tomatoes videos, like I only did those because I was passionate, and I had those months before saying like Hollywood's colluding against fans, and that was like my golden goose. It's like, haha, got it. They changed Rotten Tomatoes to cover for this from a company that's not Disney owning this stuff. So it's like, this is the evidence that I was looking for.
Yeah, that's good, man. Midnight Edge is here. What's up, Tom?
Hey.
You're up late.
Isn't he always up late?
He's been up all day. He was on with Doomcock earlier. He did his own charity live stream with Exaggeration Nation and whatnot, helping out with the El Salvador thing because Mary raised some money, and then Jesse and them, were raising some money with Midnight's Edge. So that's good. I'm glad. How much money did that make, Tom, in the chat? How much money did or at least make on your stream earlier? I only popped in for a second because I was at work.
Yeah. While you're waiting on that, I know it's not like charity for like it's not charity like Doomcock or not Doomcock, Drunk 3PO or Exaggeration Nation, but have you hinted to Tom and company the creators fund that I started for you and Josiah?
Yeah, I mentioned it a few times on a few different occasions for things. I think I want to make that a video so people can really know what to reference. I don't know how to. I don't know what to do for it yet.
I'm behind on the next video to push it more. I'm waiting on Josiah. He's lagging behind. I know the live stream thing threw him for a loop.
For those that don't know what that is, you can say what that is again in the chat right now.
Yeah. It's kind of going back to the Captain Marvel stuff, like the evidence I was talking about. It goes back to December when Star Wars Theory had his copyright strike thing or ordeal, or it was like Manuel Claim from Warner Chappell, who owns, at least they have like the direct ownership for Star Wars music. And I said that this was set up by Lucasfilm with Warner Brothers to get fans on board, where it's like, look, they're loving this, fan film Darth Vader 15-minute thing more than real Star Wars from Disney. And I say real just as ownership. And so then they have this thing, and I said, they lost $1 billion on streaming, so you don't think they're trying to dig in the couch cushions to get any money they can, along with looking good for fans if Lucasfilm makes it look like, hey, we or Disney made them stop this claim. So I've always said, like, just think if Star Wars Theory could actually crowdfund to make a film, and he could do it with an IP from, like, say, Cyberfrog, where it's like, hey, Ethan Skywalker, I want to get my film crew together and make a Cyberfrog movie. He would only have to answer to him and or a board of investors or something. Or you just make his own shit. Now that he's got this resume, he started with the Vader film. Same with Fix It in Post. They spent like a year making that, and it was like a 6-minute clip. Just think and they didn't make any money off it because it's Star Wars. And so it's the same ideal. Like, what if they could have just made a samurai video and had the same, following? They would have made a killing just from that video.
Would have been freaking awesome.
Yeah, so my idea was like, no one's putting their foot forward to like be the change. So I guess I'll start a kind of comic skate for a film for the Fandom Menace. Take those same principles of like, we're complaining, we're commenting about what we like and don't like with this current state of things. You're not going to indulge us, the paying fans. So we need to start making our own content outside of commentary. We need to, try to facilitate creating as much as possible, things that last longer than, oh, here's this video about Brie Larson or whatever the topic, Shatner today with Doomcock, any of that stuff. No one's going to care to see it. EVS has the luxury of being very funny, so his topical stuff lasts a long time because of that. And Jeff Hicks is very in depth. But you look at Geeks and Gamers after like the day's over. Is there any draw to go back and see that unless there was like something funny in the stream? And that's kind of the general state of the Fandom Menace. It's very just, here's the news today. Oh, here's a review. Some reviews might last, but overall it's kind of just
it's still good to have those, and it's good that they do them and they do them well. But there isn't as much long-lasting things going around, so we're trying to make that.
Yeah, the Fandom Menace. I know there's creators in our ranks. We need to get together and make stuff that is a testament that the Fandom Menace is an actual movement to change stuff and not just talk about it. So I don't have an idea or the want to like do a film, but I know Rookie wants to be in film, and he's got his Tomatoes skits interspersed between this new trilogy he's got, and Josiah has done a film on Amazon, so I figure I'd give you two different flavors of creators to back and help fund. Ricky will pump out a lot with the money he gets.
My flavor is pizza.
Josiah will, this will go towards a war chest, if you will, to make a more in-depth creation. Since his flavor
is the gourmet steak. I'm a little Caesar's pizza.
Yeah, so I was trying to, long story short, it's we need to create things to really legitimize the fandom. And it's like Comicsgate has done. It started with commenting, but they finally, it's like, well, not changing. Let's do stuff on our own. And so, hey, let's at least be the first step in maybe starting this this rebellion, this fire to fight back against SJW controlled Hollywood and pop culture, and we just make our own pop culture that kind of like Cinestate. Cinestate kind of has the same ideals I do, as far as like, yeah, they're not gonna do what we want, so we got to do it ourselves.
Yeah, and that basically sums up the majority of what you said. It's like there's been too much, not enough long-lasting stuff over here. We have the ability to do it ourselves. They're not listening to what we're complaining about, so we can just skip all over that and try to do it ourselves and support each other for it. So Lethal Lightning, he says my favorite Spice Girl. Question mark after that. That's funny. Oh yeah, Snowdove has a question for you. He has a question for his Mr. Sirloin. What is his perfectly cooked steak?
Oh, like, does he mean like grade, like like cooking? Because
what is his perfectly cooked steak?
Generally medium, like like good pink center.
Yeah.
I can do medium rare, but I can do the raw shit.
No pink. No, bitch.
Yeah, no, I grew up with my mom always, making it well done. There's a few steaks I've had that were cooked and were still juicy enough, like at a steakhouse, that were well done. But overall, it's really hard to make a steak well done and not have it just dry. So once it turns 17, 18, I just no, I'm getting it medium.
Well,
what's funny too, I didn't know this, but my father-in-law is a chef, and I got I can't remember if it was white or red tuna steaks, and he cooked it on the grill for me, and he cooked it medium. I'm like, you can do that with fish? I'm like, holy shit! It might just be like that type of fish steak, but yeah, even my tuna steak, medium.
Now I'm getting hungry. Fuck. Probably shouldn't. But here's some tomatoes on the screen to make people lose their appetite. Who likes tomatoes? Fuck these tomatoes.
Dude, I eat tomatoes like apples, dude. I just take a bite out of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Look at these little bastards.
Maybe dab a little salt once you get that first bite. Dab a little salt.
Yeah, these little fuckers. Fuck them. The little tomatoes being led by Timmy the tomato. Voiced by a special, high YouTuber that has over 100,000 subs. I'll let you guys guess who that is. He's over 100,000 subs, and he voices Timmy Doe.
John Campia.
Oh, how'd you guess? I know his face looks like a tomato, but
I want to punch it like a tomato.
Oh yeah, I did a lot of tomato destroying last week. Almost missed my Karate Kid 3 watch party because I had to destroy so many tomatoes. It was that long.
Oh, I thought you were telling me, oh, you missed my watch. It's like, dude, I'm never going to watch Karate Kid. And you're on the third one. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's what I meant. The third one, of course. Oh, yeah. I think it's good for the night. I'm kind of tired. Anything else you want to say, man?
No. Yeah, I'm kind of thrown for a loop, too. I just got, it's funny because I forgot one DVD. I don't know if you got my packages yet. I sent you two. It was cheaper to send them in two packages. You got a bundle of comics and then a few films that you haven't seen that would be good for your collection. And I forgot.
So generous, my bigot. I love it.
I forgot one, and I'm like, damn it! But then I found a couple more at the thrift shop to add as well. So already got another package building up for you. But at that store, I found along with a couple movies where I found Batman Animated Series Volume 1. I have 2. I don't have 1, so it was like hot dog. Got it for $5, so it's like a fourth of what it costs online. And then I was going through the library. Trying to find Criterion Collection films to watch, and I found this one looked interesting called Marjorie Prime. The font just stood out, and it's a John Hamm film, and they compare it to the movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix. So I'm really excited to check this out. I love John Hamm. I love weird sci-fi, so I'm looking forward to these two. Getting back into Batman. And checking this one out. So if anyone's seen it, hit me up. If I like it, I might do a review and dedicate it to you.
Hell yeah. And go sub to Black Angus Reviews. Snowdub's putting his link down in the chat. Thanks, my bigot. It's awesome. That's awesome. He is rising. Angus and we have a competition. We're trying to outweigh the other one in subs. So what's your sub count at?
I think I'm at like 1220.
Yeah, step it up, bitch. I'm at 1364.
I mean, when the High Council puts up a fucking social blade, it's just like, oh, click, click, click,
Yep.
The only real shout I've had unwarranted was the recent one with Geoff X on the Harloff video, and then the Jeremy thing. That was also for like all of us. So even if you didn't really notice it, you should have had a benefit from that too. I haven't been lucky enough to have one like you did, which was cool. It was cool seeing Sith tweet that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was literally looking at your channel before I went to sleep. Like, shit, what do you do? Like, there's no
watch my first content. Watch my very first Mummy review, caught extreme steam. Watch that in a minute. Yeah, I think I'm gonna repost some of my old reviews because those literally all my first reviews have like 10 views or less, and then my rarest reviews that nobody's ever heard of any of these movies have my highest, and all of them are around 200. And like they trickled in over months, like they trickled in to reach over 200. And I'm like, what the? That's great. That's good.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. I try to make my content last, like we were talking about earlier. But what really pissed me off was I knew it was like well after the movie. But I'm like, you know what? Black Panther really pisses me off. And so I did an in-depth kind of like Black Panther is not hero for black people video. And I use real history from the 90s and from slave days to show why, like, they acknowledge this too. And they just think like, oh, you won't notice. It's Marvel. It's fun. It's like, there's some really shady shit you're doing masking this stuff. And I call them out. And then after I make this, they're like, oh, Black Panther's nominated for like 7 Oscars. And you have that whole controversy like, what the fuck? Best Picture. Spider-Man 2 didn't get this. Dark Knight didn't get it. It's like, And so I was trying to like just repost it and get more eyes on it. But it just didn't catch fire for me, unfortunately. But yeah, I might repost that maybe leading into the next, not Spider-Man, but one where it's like Black Panther's going to be kind of being built up or something for the sequel.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely go through my my videos and check that one out. I tell me what I missed, if there's more I could have added. Make a new one completely more in depth. I kind of want, instead of reposting, I kind of want to just remake it because I actually wrote my script, but then I read it really fast, and it was like the family was in the background in the living room. So if you pay attention, you hear some of that, and it's like it was one of those like why record it. I think I did good enough. I just wanted to get it out, but yeah, I didn't put my best effort in the recording process, but
no. But this concludes the one-on-one with the rookie, or rookie versus the guest. I don't know what the hell this is at the moment. I'm way too tired to really think with my brain cells. So this is Black Angus review. This is number 1. I'll probably have him on again to redo this because it was horrible. So it's like
we kind of threw it together, and you didn't have like your script set for guiding your guests. So
I'm just tired. I don't know what, like, you said some good stuff, and I'm like, derp. Yep.
Yeah, no, everyone knows that you and me are great buddies, and we're always talking off air. So
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, always be streaming. Look forward to
this will be great.
Look forward to I'm trying to think. Wednesday, I should have this new guy, Heroic Studios. He likes to cover independent comic creations. He's got a good channel. Look him up, Heroic Studios, and it should be 9 p.m. Eastern on my channel.
Hell yeah! Look forward to that. I'm just gonna press the end broadcast button.